If I could go back in time, would I do it all over again? I get asked that a lot. I remember one time we were on a radio interview and the DJ said to me, "Well, Rob, it's good that you were in that car accident that day, that you were hit by that semi truck, isn't it?" I was like, "Well, no, it's not good to get hit by a semi truck." He goes, "But look what you've done with it." I said, "But the semi didn't make me do this." He goes, "But if you could go back in time, you'd do it all over again, wouldn't you?" And I thought about it. I was like, "Well, no, I wouldn't go back and get hit by a semi again. It was terrible. It didn't make me a better person. For 2 years, I didn't want to be alive because of that accident." And he goes, "Well, you're young, Rob. You're not mature yet. One day you'll realize that that had to happen to you for you to become the man you are today." I was like, "Look, but if you can convince me by the end of this interview that I had to get hit by a semi to think this way, then I will stop our tour. I'll stop telling stories. I'll sell all of my guitars and I'll get a semi license and I'll start running people over. Deal?" And he goes, "Well, no, no, don't do that. Like, don't stop your tour." I'm like, "Well, why would I continue telling stories? Like, if we have to go through tragedy to become the person that we're going to be, like, then we'll just let everybody go through their own tragedy. No, we can learn from each other's stories, like I said in one of the other videos, you know." And because I've met people that have never been hit by a semi or even been through massive tragedy that have a better outlook on life than I do. But I've also met people that have been through tragedy that have a terrible outlook on life. It's not about what you go through, it's about what you do with it. And again, going through tough days and adversity can develop resiliency and you can come out stronger, but you can also learn from the stories of people that have been there. And he goes, "Well, Robbie, you're just not mature." He goes, "Do you know Rick Hansen, the guy in the wheelchair?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, he says he's happy with everything that happened to him because of what he's been able to do with it and help so many people." And I said, "Well, that says a lot about Rick Hansen, not about wheelchairs. Like, not everyone in a wheelchair has done what Rick Hansen has done. Like, I'm sure it's been really difficult to do what he's done, you know? Like, I've met people in wheelchairs, you know, some people, you know, end up with no friends and they don't know what to do. They lose their job, you know, they turn to drugs, alcohol, they just, they fall apart. They have all kinds of insecurities. So, like, being in a wheelchair doesn't automatically turn you into Rick Hansen." And he was like, it just kept going like that, you know? And I get it, like, you know, would you go back and do it again? And people would just assume that because of where what I've been able to do with it, I would do it again. But I think there's a lot better ways to learn lessons in life than just waiting for tragedy or getting hit by a semi truck. So would I go back and do it all over again? No, I wouldn't.